Welcome to Know Your DNA's podcast, where we journey into the intricate landscape of DNA, health, and the innovations of at-home care. Every episode promises new discoveries, insights, and the science that impacts our daily lives. I'm Alex, and I'm thrilled to guide you through today's exploration. Let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Know Your DNA's podcast, where we dive into the fascinating world of genetics and health. I'm your host, Alex, and today I'm sitting down with Jordan, a DNA and general health expert, to discuss a unique DNA test that's been making the rounds. Jordan, can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Certainly, Alex. Hi, everyone. I'm Jordan, a professional with a passion for genetics and helping people understand their ancestral roots and health through the lens of DNA testing.
Today, we're talking about GPS Origins, a DNA test that seems to offer some distinct features from giants like Ancestry and 23andMe. Jordan, can you give us a brief overview of what makes GPS Origins different?
GPS Origins is provided by DNA Diagnostics Center. The test stands out because it can pinpoint quite specific locations where ancestors might have lived, right down to potentially identifying the exact town or village, which is quite unique compared to other tests.
That does sound intriguing. What about the ease of taking the test? Is it a simple process?
It's very straightforward. A simple saliva sample is all that's needed. You can also upload raw DNA from other services to their website, so you can get insights even if you've been tested elsewhere.
But I hear there are some limitations compared to what you might get with AncestryDNA or 23andMe, right?
That's correct. The test is relatively basic in comparison. While it does provide detailed ancestral locations and migration patterns, it doesn't give you a broad ethnicity estimate or health information that others do.
Can you tell us a bit more about the specifics of the GPS Origins reports?
Sure. GPS Origins delves into gene pool percentages instead of ethnic groups, showing you specific communities that have contributed to your unique DNA signature and the exact places your ancestors might have lived.
How reliable are these results? Can we trust them as much as we trust information from the big names in DNA testing?
It's interesting because GPS Origins uses gene pools instead of ethnicities, so it's not exactly an apples-to-apples comparison with other tests. Some genetics experts have raised concerns about its accuracy, but many users, including me, have found that it generally lines up with results from other tests.
With privacy being a huge concern nowadays, how does GPS Origins handle user data?
I'd say they have a mixed approach. You have to put your name on the test kit, which is less anonymous than other services that use a kit number. However, they also take steps to protect user data and don't maintain publicly accessible databases.
Now, considering all this, would you say the GPS Origins test is worth it?
If you have Asian or African ancestry, the test might be particularly appealing, as it offers more detailed reports for these backgrounds. But otherwise, it's not as comprehensive as AncestryDNA or 23andMe, which provide far more data for similar costs.
It sounds like it has some niche appeal. Jordan, can you take us through how you took stock of the GPS Origins test? What were your evaluation criteria?
I assessed it based on factors like reputation, test usefulness, additional resources, DNA test accuracy, data privacy, user convenience, and cost. The test scored decently, although there's room for improvement, especially when it comes to privacy and depth of information provided.
Thanks for offering such an informative glimpse into GPS Origins, Jordan. Before we wrap up, any final thoughts for our listeners considering DNA testing?
The takeaway would be to align your expectations with what the test offers. If you're after specific ancestral locations and migration patterns, GPS Origins may be of interest. But for a broader understanding of your ethnicity and health, traditional tests from Ancestry or 23andMe might be more suitable.
Great insight. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for joining us on Know Your DNA's podcast, and thank you, Jordan, for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you for having me, Alex. It was a pleasure discussing GPS Origins and the world of DNA testing with you and your listeners.
Join us next time as we explore more genetic mysteries and help you discover the blueprint to your health and heritage. Goodbye for now from Know Your DNA's podcast. As we conclude another enlightening episode of Know Your DNA's podcast, I hope you're leaving with a renewed sense of wonder about the world within us. From the strands of our DNA to the choices we make for our health at home, it's all a journey of understanding. I'm Alex, thanking you for being with us today. Stay informed, stay inspired, and we'll connect again soon.